Hello, welcome back. Let's continue reviewing our textbook, Drafting and Design for Architecture and Construction. In the previous video, in chapter 7, we reviewed the indoor living areas. So this video is about chapter 8, and that's the outdoor living areas. So what you will learn in this chapter is you will learn how to design and sketch a porch, patio, and lanai. Then design and sketch a swimming pool, calculate the area and volume of the swimming pools, and you will also learn how to plan outdoor recreation facilities. A couple of terms here. There is a term stoop, swim out, veranda, deck, court, balcony, porch, patio, and lanai. So those are the terms that most of you are already familiar with. So let's talk about porch for a little bit. It is a covered platform leading into an entrance of a building. Porches may be enclosed by glass screen or posts and railings. Balconies and decks are actually elevated porches. Actually a deck usually refers to an open elevated platform. So similar to a porch, a stoop is a projection from a building. However, a stoop does not provide sufficient space for activities. It provides only shelter and an access to or landing surface or an entrance of the building. So porches are often confused with patios, although a patio may also be adjacent to a house and seemingly attached to it. A patio is directly on the ground, even if it has a finished surface. So, and the main difference between a porch and a patio is that a porch is attached structurally to a house. So again, refer to the textbook. There are so many nice images and they are easy to understand. So the classic front porch and back porch that characterized most homes built in the US during the 1920s and 30s were built merely as places in which to sit. And actually, there were no other activities incorporated that. So, but then the homes were designed with verandas, and those are large porches that extended around several sides of the home. So, and also there's a lot of outdoor life that can go on that veranda. So a balcony again is a porch suspended from an upper level of a structure, and there is usually no access from the outside. So balconies often extend the living area. Again, look at the images, look at the floor plans, beautiful sections, and just the graphics here. So the family preference for use of the porch should also be considered when designing its orientation. So for example, if daytime use is anticipated for the porch and direct sunlight is desirable, then a southern exposure should be planned. And if little sun is wanted during the day, a northern exposure is preferable. And again, the same with the morning and evening, like if the family wants to enjoy the sunrise or the sunset. So that is something to discuss with the client. Also, when we talk about the porch, the decor is also very different depending on the style of the house and the family needs. So, porch railings can provide adequate ventilation and also offer semi-privacy and safety. And various materials and styles can be used depending on the degree of privacy or sun and wind protection needed. Railings on elevated porches, such as balconies, should be higher than 3 feet for general safety, as well as to discourage the use of the top rail as a place to sit. So, and by code, most balusters or vertical posts must be spaced closely enough, usually 4 inches, to prevent a child's head from going through. Excuse me. So again, many different images here, and you can see the size, you can see how to calculate that. Excuse me. The patio, let's talk about that. The word patio is Spanish for courtyard, an open space enclosed wholly or partly by buildings. Courtyard living was an important part of Spanish culture, and it was an important component of early Spanish architecture as well. So the patio may be referred to by other names as well, such as loggia, breezeway, court, or terrace. And patios are divided into three main types according to function: living patios, including dining, play patios, and quiet patios. But regardless of the type of patio, it should be secluded from the street and from neighboring residences if possible at all. So there are different types that can be used. So a patio that is enclosed on three sides is also known as a court or a courtyard. And they are also characteristics of Spanish architecture. When all four sides are enclosed, the patio is similar to an interior atrium, as this, described in the Roman architecture. The location, again, can be different, and that totally is up to the owner, up to their activities. Let's talk a little bit about the patio cover. So it's usually related not only to the decor, but also to the sunlight. So patios need not be covered if the family naturally shades, if the house naturally shades the patio. And the patio is designed to provide outdoor living. So too much cover can defeat the purpose of the patio. So and coverings can be graded or tilted to allow light to enter the patio when the sun is high and block the sun's rays when the sun is lower. So it totally, again, depends on the needs. So let's talk a little bit about lanais. And lanai is the Hawaiian word for porch, but it also refers to a covered exterior passageway. And large lanais often double as patios. So again, a few different plans, functions, and location, and it can be used most effectively to connect opposite areas of a home. And the lanais are commonly located between the garage and the kitchen, and the patio and the kitchen or living area, and the living area and service area. So like U-shaped buildings are especially suitable for a lanais because it is natural to connect the ends of the U. So again, everything is going to be discussed. So the size and shape, again, can be completely different, and that is, it depends on the climate, it depends on the requirements in accessibility if needed. Let's talk a little bit about the swimming pools. So now, especially in the Southeast, the swimming pools are an integral part of residential design, and they are designed for exercise, relaxation, and also they can enhance the design of a house. The function is uh, not limited, and again, it can be used during the daytime hours, and it can be a lighted pool to use in the evenings when the sun is when the sun sets, and also a pool located near a large natural body of water must be designed to avoid interfering with the natural water table. So in the pools in some areas, for example, in Florida, must be seawalled, um, and the seawall must be secured to prevent collapse and to keep out wildlife, such as alligators. You know that is quite typical to find an alligator in the pool. So when you construct the pool, the materials can be different, but usually the frames are constructed with concrete, wood, or steel. And pool surfaces that you see beneath the water may be covered with any of a variety of materials such as vinyl sheets, marble, composite, pebble aggregate, or paint. And pool decks are constructed using non-heat absorbent concrete mixtures, acrylic composites, or wood slats on elevated surfaces. And they need to be slip resistant, waterproof, and mildew proof. So, and also heat resistant, like we already discussed. So also what else is important? You need to know how to calculate the pool size. So residential pools range in size from about 200 to 800 square feet or more, depending again on the needs. So, for example, a small, like 12 by 18 pool is 216 square feet, and 20 by 40 is apparently 800 square feet. So you basically, to calculate the area of a rectangular pool, you just need to multiply length by width, and that's just your simple rectangle. If it's a different shape, then you need to calculate it differently. You need to add the radius if it's if there is kind of like a little uh, opening on the side, and there are tons of different calculations here in the textbook. So please review that if you're interested and if you want to learn more about um, the pool construction. So let's talk about safety here. The visibility from house to pool is important, but certain pool design features can help reduce the number of people drowning in the residential pools. So these include a minimum 4 feet fencing, self-latching gates, latched house doors and windows, strong pool covers, alarms, ladders, steps, and swim outs. And a swim out is an elevated platform below the water level that allows the swimmer to get out of the pool without using a ladder. So, in combination with the fence, in a house can function as part of the barrier between the pool and the side intruders. So, again, that adds to the safety of the residential pool. A few things about the pool equipment here. So pools are simply, cavities in the ground filled with water, and to make it function properly, water must be circulated, filtered, purified, and heated, if the pool is intended to be used during the winter months. And there are a few different things that you need to know. Also, timing devices are recommended to control the amount of time the pump operates each day. Then, additional features to consider include whirlpool, spa, screened enclosures, and some decorative fountains. Again, textbook discusses a lot that, so please review that. Then pool water purification is another good function, because that will prevent from environmental pollution, and also the mildew on the walls of the pool. Other outdoor recreation facilities include different things. So, for example, it can be croquet, it can be a tennis court or badminton or squash or half-court basketball. So that can also be included in the outdoor facilities in the residential design. So that was it for our chapter 8. Thank you so much. I will see you in chapter 9.